Hey, good people. This is Sharika, EB, and Sabrina. You're listening to The Kickback. Glad you decided to pull up.
What's good, Kickback family? This is, I would say it's just another day, but it's a little more than that. Well, then again, I don't know, because I don't know what day you're listening to, so it might just be another day for you. But at the goal or the intention of this, it's literally New Year's Eve. 365 days, and we're on the 365th day of the year. And just like that, 2022 is about to be in the books. I don't know about you, but I'm here with two of my favorite people, Sabrina and Sharika. And hopefully by now, as we've gone through an entire year, and for those of us who've been here for longer than just this year of 2022, we hope you're listening to your favorite podcast. I don't know what to say my temp is because I don't necessarily have a number on it. I'm looking forward to what's in store for 2023, and I'm sure we'll probably get into some of that as a whole. But I just found out there's like a New Year's song.
Auld Lang Syne?
Never heard of it until today.
Auld Lang Syne? You've never heard of that?
Never heard of it until today.
What?
It's got to be Cap, EB. Come on.
You've watched
the ball drop in New York, and they play it.
I watched the ball drop, but I'm there most times just to see who the special guest is, who's singing, the interviews that they're doing. Like I probably heard it, but nobody would have been able to tell me yesterday, hey, what's the New Year's song? Never knew what it was. Literally, if you come look at my computer, I said, is there a New Year's theme song? That's what I Googled today.
Oh my goodness, EB, you know so many things. I guess you can't know everything. But yes, Auld Lang Syne. Yes, I don't really know.
Do you know what it stands for?
I know. I was just gonna say it's a beautiful song, but then I was like, but then again, I don't really know I know the words, but I don't know what they all are. So I don't really know what Auld Lang Syne stands for.
Old Long Since. Now I was gonna expound on this, but I was just like, this is gonna be my song for the day because I didn't know it, and it's probably gonna be my song for the year. But the part that really stuck out to me, and I'll wrap up with this part, is if you had to take a guess of who has the most popular version, who is it?
I don't. Taylor Swift. I'm gonna guess Taylor Swift.
Oh my gosh, no.
Go ahead, Sabrina. Who got the most popular version?
I honestly don't know, EB, because I've only heard one version, and it's that old time, probably the original version. I didn't know people were remixing it so much that there's somebody who has like the best one.
Man, I know a lot of people don't necessarily agree with this person in all of their ways. And I say that in a sense of, I don't know if people really got beef with it, but I know people kind of naturally, when you get successful, people will just be judgmental towards your gifts or whatnot. But the one, the only Mariah Carey. So she shuts down Christmas and New Year's. And I did not know that until today because I didn't even know this song exists. And I was like, who has the best, who has the most, and I say the best, the most streamed music. Now, granted, she's doing a cover of somebody else. And if I read it correctly, it's like a Scottish song and all that good stuff. It basically means days go by or old long since, however you want to translate it. But it was just interesting. I did not, I listened to it twice already today. And I was like, I think I may have heard the tune before, but I wouldn't have been able to tell you this literally yesterday. I wouldn't have been able to tell you that this morning until literally about 30 or 40 minutes ago, when we said we was getting ready to record. But yeah, that's me. That's how I'm doing. I'm excited for 2023. But how about y'all? What song y'all got? How y'all feeling? What's y'all tip? What's the vibe? What's the moves?
I have to say, oh, sorry. I was going to say about Auld Lang Syne. My favorite version of Auld Lang Syne, judge me if y'all want to, but in the Sex and the City movie, when it's New Year's Eve and Carrie is running through the streets and they're playing, I don't know who sings that version, but that is a beautiful version. Listen, I love Mariah, but I feel like she would be doing too much. And the way this woman sang it was I can't even explain. It was not doing too much. It was very simple, but it was very, very moving. I don't know. Or maybe it was just the movie at that scene was just moving, but that version of Auld Lang Syne on the Sex and the City movie, That's my favorite version of the song. That was just an aside about the song. My temp, I'm excited. I am ready, I think, for the new year. My temp is 67. Not, and that's like my good 67 of like cool. And mind you, in Florida, it has actually been cool. Evie has been crying, but I've been excited and celebrating. So it has actually been very nice and cool here. But that's my temp and my song. I was thinking about doing Old Lang Syne, but then I also was thinking, for me, I understand like it's New Year's Eve and it's supposed to be Christmas is over. It was over on the 25th, but I celebrate Christmas till to December 31st. So to me, it's still the last day. So today's the last day of Christmas for me. I feel like Christmas is December 1st to this 31st. It's the whole month. Or technically actually going into November after day after Thanksgiving. So it's still Christmas to me. And so my song is I'll be home for Christmas. Now I will not be home for Christmas, but I will be and have been with family for Christmas. And when with family, I always feel at home. So that is my song and my tip.
I love it, friend. I also feel like the holidays don't end until I go back to work. The vacation is the gift, and it's the gift that just keeps on giving. And ever since I've had like big girl jobs, I've always had like 2 weeks off or more this time of year. So I'm still on that, and it is just such a blessing. And even after Christmas Day, I'm still just doing a lot of nothing, and I love it. That being said, I have 2 songs to perfectly capture my temp. I'm still in that mid 50s range because this time of year, that's a really good vibe for me. I do hate it for my niece and nephews from Tennessee who are down to visit because they think Florida, beach, Christmas Day, we're going to the pool. And I'm like, the one time they come, I think my favorite Florida local weatherman, Dennis Phillips, said it's the coldest Florida Christmas in like 20 years. So I feel for them. But for me, it's definitely a vibe. And I have a band that some might be like, really, Sabrina, of all the songs of all the people that capture the Christmas spirit to you. But this is it. I'm going to go with 2 of their songs. The first being, I'm not even going to say what the songs are. I'm going to say the lyrics that capture how I'm feeling. And then I'll run it back with the titles. I wonder if you guys will know. Here are the lyrics. It's a wonderful feeling. Feel the love in the room from the floor to the ceiling. It's that time of year. Christmas time is here, and with the blessings from above, God sends you his love, and everything's okay. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and then we're going to slide right over to Cheer at Midnight, Dance into the Morning Light, Party into the New Year. All of my friends are here, and when the time is right, cheer at midnight. I've been waiting for this special night to be with you. The colors of Christmas are still shining bright, and I know what we're going to do. Anticipating, music is playing, the magic is in the air. All through the season, you've been the reason I have so much love to share. So I love it. Sharika, Evie, do you know what band that is?
I don't know. Beatles?
Not the
Is
Beatles.
it the same band for both songs?
It's the same band for both songs.
Oh, the first song was familiar. The second song, not so much.
Okay. Even though I was a Backstreet girl back in the day, that was NSYNC. NSYNC's Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays was my first one. And then the second one, they have a song called Kiss Me at Midnight, but I changed it to Cheer because my 4-year-old niece is sitting down looking at me with her big eyes like, what you talking about? She's definitely giving that I'm in grown folks business. And she was giggling at the KISS word. So I'm like, you're going to be cheering at midnight. That's what you need to be worried about, Cassidy. Cassidy, you gonna say hello to the pod real fast? Okay.
Love it.
Sabrina gotta finish. Okay, you want to go hang out with your brother and Uncle Doug? All right, thank you, girl. You featured now. You famous.
Not the dismissal. Very sweet dismissal.
When you're that age, it's just what did the kids say? When somebody is trying to do something, what is it called, Evie? When it's the clout. she knew I was doing something because I separated myself from the family. So she's like, she's clout chasing. She wants to be on the pod. That's fine. Now she's been featured. She got her little hay for the rest of her days. But back to my emotions. Yes, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. It captures the joy, and the lyrics are so perfect. And then when we go into the Kiss Me at Midnight, when they're talking about, oh, we've been anticipating this, the Christmas lights are still up, we still have this amazing energy. That's it. That's how I'm feeling.
It's an exciting time of year for most. So I wanted to talk about the excitement of the new year or the possibilities of the year to come, but also look back a little bit at 2022. So for you guys, what has been a significant lesson or an experience that happened 2022 for you? Does anything come to you guys' mind? I will start and say my significant lesson or experience. I think I'm still experiencing it and learning it. And that is just, it has to do with basically my walk with the Lord. And obviously for any believer, that should be a continuous journey and something you grow in hopefully all the time, continuously. But for me, I guess it's just my experience or lesson is just seeing God in a different way. I think in different seasons of your life, you may need, we all need the Lord, but God may be more visible to you as your provider. If you're going through things and you're like, I need a helper, he may show up in that way to you, and that may be a significant attribute of his character that he displays to you. And for me, this season, God has shown up for me as my comforter, because 2022 has been a long, hard year for me in a lot of ways, but experiencing God this year as my comforter through some of the very most difficult experiences of my life. This season has been one of the most significant things. I don't think I've had God show up to me as a comforter so significantly in other times of my life, but this year specifically, I think that has been the most significant experience or lesson of my life. So, or for this season and this year. What about you guys?
Mine was, I won't say necessarily similar, but just, I would say a little more simple. Just remembering that privacy is power. What people don't know, they can't ruin. And that's one of the things that, kind of helped even the past 18 months. So part of 2021 or say all of 2021 and part of 2022. And I would say that's part of my wife's, I guess, story and testimony of not letting people really know that she was in nursing school as we still lived our life as normal. But that would be the biggest thing that I learned, in knowing that you still have the power to control, I guess, your own story, and not allow the outsiders or allow the world to do that for you. And then just always just staying, and I say staying consistent, but like knowing what God wants out of you and staying consistent to him, because consistency might be different for you in different seasons. Like you can be consistent for a job right now, but then God might call you to another job, and then you got to be consistent in that role or in that task, and you're no longer consistent in the role that you used to have. Or maybe you had a specific friend or maybe even a family member who you had a great relationship with, and oh man, elementary school, middle school, high school, we were solid. Early years of college, everything was good. And as you got older, or as life happens, like, oh, got married, had kids, did this, and it's like, we ain't really got beef. We just don't talk as much as we used to, where that consistency with that individual is just no longer the same, which again, that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not the same. So for me, it's just knowing just the importance of privacy and knowing to just be consistent with my relationship with God and not compromising that with the sake of man, because they can't do much for me forever. I'm going to say people can't do nothing for me at all, but they can't do much for me forever. Like they can't help me through eternity, and God can. So I'll continue my best to not compromise my relationship with him. That's all I got. How about you, Sabrina?
I think y'all covered the gamut. I'm good. I'm kidding. Um, but yeah, definitely things that you guys both shared resonated with me. Think in this moment, something that keeps ringing through my head is preparation is power. Um, Life is going to throw you curveballs of all kinds of shapes and sizes, but there is a level of preparation you can have as a foundation, and as a Christian for sure, that's that foundation in the word and the Lord, but then just other real practical things that you can be ready for. Like, for example, we have always been on team Dave Ramsey's financial path. So when our Nissan was shaken like a washing machine, it really honestly was nothing for us to go to the dealership and get a car. That happened on Sunday. We got our car Monday. When I knew that another opportunity would be better for me at work, it was nothing for me to just upload my resume to other jobs that I knew would be great for me, even though I ended up getting the one that I felt the least confident about. And that was just the Lord, because as I've been starting it, I have come alive in so many ways. And it's the new perfect thing for me in this season. But there's a level of preparation for it. I had already in my spirit let go of like such a strong hold on what I thought my future looked like. My husband and I, even on our best days, we're like, okay, let's dedicate 5 minutes to looking up an article about this communication thing. So then when there is conflict or something that we're discussing and we both approach conflict so differently, we're already prepared for how we're going to talk about it and get to the resolution quicker because we have been preparing. And I just see so many areas in my life, because 2022 had major things for me as well. And I hope in 2023, I can reflect about some of those things on the pod in more depth. But I'm thinking a lot of the energy that made those situations so bearable was because I felt prepared in my spirit for them. There's preparation in knowing and accepting, not just knowing, but accepting the fact that life isn't a box of chocolates, It's not all rainbows, flowers, puppies, and kittens. So when hard things come, you're not like, woe is me, how could it happen to me? It's like, no, this is life, and this is how I navigate through hard things. Something Sharika's heard me say, and I'm sure people on the pod have heard others say throughout life, is you can do hard things well. And that's just a mantra I've already had in my spirit. So when hard things came, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be hard, but I can do something hard well. It's not that big of a deal. We can make it through. So yeah, preparation is power. That's my 2022 reflection saying, I guess.
Preparation might be my 2023 word. Thank you for that.
Oh, that's good. Good word.
That is a word, because I also got something I'm preparing for 2023 as well. I want to be prepared and ready. So that is a great word. What is something from 2023 that was exciting or surprising that you experienced or had from 2022? Yes, 2022 that was exciting or surprising. So I'll start this. It's more, mine is more surprising and maybe a little exciting, and it's going to be weird. You're going to be like, that's exciting. So 2022, towards the end of 2022, I started to go to therapy. Now, I have been to therapy. Well, I think I've been to counseling before. Found out that there's a difference between counseling and therapy this year. But so the surprising part for me was that I finally found a therapist or someone that actually has been helpful to me. In the past, I've tried counseling a couple of times. I was just like, really, what's the purpose of this? Why, whatever. But this season has been so exciting and surprising to find someone that actually has been very helpful to me, that has, not, and as we talked about too on last episode, we talked about mental health and, more so with suicide, but even if it's not about suicide or anything like that, whatever mental health struggles you may be going to, or not even just mental health struggles, just about life struggles and things like that. I have found that therapy has been so helpful to me this year. And just like navigating life stuff, like just learning how to not operate out of fear and to be able to not sell myself short, and just a lot of different, like lessons that we all feel like are so easy. And I think even for me, one of the things that I learned is like it's easy for me to encourage and to see things in other people, but I struggle to see those same what's the word? Same I want to say opportunities. That's not the word.
Traits,
Same.
characteristics.
Yes. Same, yeah, exactly. So struggling to see those type of things in myself, and it's easy to encourage others, but to learn to encourage yourself and to see the value in yourself and all that good stuff. So that has been something that has been exciting and surprising for me this year in my 2022. What about you guys?
I would say for me, one of the most exciting things that was able to knock out this year, it was back in March. Surprised my dad to his first, I guess you could say, well, he's been to soccer games, but his first basketball game, and he's a big fan of the Golden State Warriors. So that was probably one of my most exciting things. Now, granted, yes, I know somebody's gonna be like, "What? So you mean to tell me that was more exciting than your wife graduating from nursing school?" That was one of my most exciting things as well. But it was just good to be, I guess you could say, play a role. Well, I played a role in both of them. To see both of them, just because I know it's people out there who just be listening, they be ready for these type of conversations. To see both of them excited, my dad going to his first sporting event and him getting the chance to see his favorite basketball team, and also my wife excelling in nursing school. As far as being surprised, I don't know. I think church folks still continue to surprise me. People who claim to know Jesus, just the things that they say and the things that they do. And some days it's not shocking or surprising, but that's definitely where, I feel, I guess, some of their stuff. And I just be like, this can't be for real. But yeah, so nothing too crazy. It was just another year. At least for me, it was. Some exciting moments and some not so exciting moments. How about you, Sabrina?
Beyonce dropped that album. I'm still waiting for her to drop this link so I can try to buy these tickets. So it was so good. I love that album. I'm waiting for parts 2 and 3 as well. Taylor's additional album, securing those tickets. That was a beautiful surprise. Elon Musk buying Twitter. I'm not really on the pulse with pop culture type things, but I heard his name in regards to like high-end techie things. So for me, that didn't to Twitter. To be fair, I don't have a Twitter. So maybe those worlds collide. But him having a Twitter, him not just having it, but being like, oh, I'm going to ask the people if I should still be CEO of it, and just how much the Twitter buzz is like trickling down to like the outskirts of society. I would say I'm on the outskirts of that kind of world. Former President Trump saying that he's going to run again. The Republicans actually not doing well in the primaries. I thought for sure after January 6th, they were going to keep coming with the cray-crayness, but they really did not do well. And the people that he said he wanted in that house, they're not getting there. So love that journey for America. Let me think. What other like pop? Because really those are the things that have like surprised me. Nothing in my personal life I can say that I haven't already talked about, to be fair. But I'm trying to think of things that I haven't really talked about on the pod. Yeah, I think in this moment, I covered it. Forgive me. This is probably the like lowest energy you'll ever hear, the Kickback listeners, because I'm not like, I love being with family. It's amazing that I'm not an extrovert. So even when I'm with the people I love the most, just not having that time, it drains my energy. So I'm like a little, the Energizer bunny when he finally stops hitting the drum. That's what I feel like right now.
Oh, friend.
do you remember those commercials when he would just, and it keeps going and going? That's like a way back thing. But I know when the commercial was over and he's like, he's about to stop going. But I don't know. I'm curious, like, are there like pop culture things that really, trying to think of like things that happen in that sense that were like, oh, that's such a surprise, or oh, that's so exciting.
One of the things that, because as you were going, one of the things, and I know I said just shocked that people being people and Christians being Christians, but like seeing the Georgia Senate race be that close, and it's just so funny because like people will talk about like, you know, individuals either lack of experience or the things that they've done in their past, and just to see that Herschel Walker like basically kind of like literally had a chance to win. That was definitely shocking to me. Not necessarily shocking in a sense because we talked about him a few times, and I don't want to give him more clout, but Kanye, big Kanye, that was interesting. I think when you said pop culture, I think, and I know that it happens for everybody, and people are not immune to it, no matter their social status or their, I guess you could say, relationships with the masses. But Tom Brady and Giselle like getting the official divorce.
Yeah, that was sad.
As a sports fan, like that was crazy to witness and watch and to see. And of course, you got all the speculations of why and how, but like they haven't publicly come out and say these are the reasons. So like I can't say that, oh, he chose football over his family, or he spent more time with his family than with his kids, and you know, I'm assuming just because of the way that the world works, eventually one of them, if not both of them, will have some form of a tell-all, like one of those documentaries of like, well, this is what really happened. But to see them still, what seems from the outside, co-parent well, and I'm only saying that because of the interaction that you'll see. Of course, she has the custody of the kids, but the interaction you see with him and his kids via social media still seem like things are still solid. But that was definitely a shocker. And I'm pretty sure if we go through it, whether it be the deaths of celebrities or the things that continue to happen, like there's a few that's out there, but they're just not clicking right now in my head. But those are a few that
I had to look it up. I forgot about the Will Smith slap. That happened.
Yeah, that was definitely this year.
That was surprising and wild. That was
so good though. So good.
She said so good.
Yes, the slap heard around the world. You would have think those white people act like he put them in slavery for 200 years. It was like, you guys, come on. I'll never forget with the Amy and the people being like, I've never been so traumatized. When all the other stuff, you got Harvey Weinstein raping people, and y'all being silent on that for years and years. And it wasn't even that crazy of a slap.
Speaking of Harvey Weinstein, he got charged. I think he got found guilty 3 out of the 7 charges so far. I saw that today, Harvey Weinstein.
I thought you were saying Will Smith. I was like, no. Oh, that's another one, though. I was not surprised, but I was so excited to see Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever.
Oh, yeah, that was so good. What was I going to say? That Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, I don't know, that was wild. I was just like...
That was this year?
That was this year.
That's another thing that, like, I didn't really, outside of Pirates of the Caribbean and a few of his other movies, I didn't even know they were married until the trial, but hearing like the little crumbles from it, I'm not gonna lie, it was entertaining. Sorry, I know that was a sad thing that they were going through, but it was very entertaining.
It was wild. But yeah, that was something that was crazy this year. Oh, shout out to one of the greatest halftime shows this year. Was really good. Listen, you had to look these things up because
what's the halftime show?
That was
Snoop Dogg. Yes,
Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent.
And I can't wait to see what Rihanna does this year.
I need to do that little crip walk that Snoop was doing. That'll give me the energy back. Hey.
That is hilarious. Yeah, I mean, there was another one that I had, but now I forgot what it was. But
what's that song where the guy's like 69 was a very good year, if you know what I mean, my dear? It's an R&B song.
I do not know that song.
You don't know that one? Like 69 was a very... Well, that's how I'm feeling about 22 in this moment, because Biden is still biting in, and all that other stuff he said. I'm like, okay, did something bad happen in 22? This year's really sounding like it's giving.
It was a lot going on, girl. Ben and Jen done got back together. Courtney finally got married.
Oh yeah, I'm happy for Courtney. I like the Courtney and the Kim thing. I remember a former coworker of mine that y'all both know. We'll just call him D. He was so sure they would be together forever. But no shade to Kim. I just feel like Kim is the type of person who Kim is going to put Kim first. And sometimes in a marriage, it really has to be about the both. I'm not saying she didn't try. I don't know what it's like to be married to someone who struggles with mental illness and who has a personality of Kanye. But I just look at her track record, and it seems like the vows are for better or a little bit not as great. And then I'm out. So it's not given for better or for worse, Kim. Sorry, girl. You're still very beautiful, and I respect the hustle, but one thing Kim's going to do is get out of a marriage.
That is facts. Oh, I've remembered what the shocking thing was. That Prince Harry was stepping down from his duties and choosing his wife.
Amen.
That was this year.
Now, this, you sure?
I think that was this year.
Because the Queen died this year. I don't think both of them happened in the same year. I might be wrong, but.
Or was that because
I feel like that was 21.
The grandpa died? Because I think that was like, it was shortly after. Oh, never mind. That was 2021.
That had to be 2021.
Because the grandpa died last year, right after, not right after, but after they had left.
He died last year because he died 20 years ago. Somebody.
He died last year. And then his wife died this year. Well, we can talk about the Queen dying this year. I wasn't surprised, but people really was like, she's gone. And I'm like, I guess it's crazy because she really had been around for most people's whole entire lifetime. She has been
forever.
That is wild. She has been queen for over 70 something years. And I never thought that Charles would really end up being the king. I really didn't. I thought that thing was going to pass right on down to William. I thought it was going to.
With the way he acted, I didn't want him to be the king.
Who, Charles?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping that he would just be like, you know what? Go on, William. But nah. He said, no, I will take my time. It took my mom 70 plus years to get about here. It's finally my turn, and I will be sitting on that throne. And so he has.
But speaking of death, can we just take a pause to talk about how my sister, I asked her, do the kids still believe in Santa? So I know how to move accordingly around the kids. And she's like, they know that Santa's dead, that he was a real person and that he died, and now we honor his memory. So when people in the store and other people are like talking about Santa, the kids are like, oh yeah, but he died. They said he's not coming down my chimney. He's not resurrected.
Oh Lord, when they go to school and the kids be like, Santa's coming there, but he died.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, there's another way to look at it.
I'm dead.
Wow.
He was a real person.
That he was.
Man, what a year 2022 has been. Wow.
It really has been a year.
Honestly, the Kanye tweets might be, if I'm talking pop culture, that might be top peak entertainment. Because you don't even have to have a Twitter to know about the Kanye tweets. And that, I guess, just shows the reach of his hand, that someone who doesn't even have it, he can tweet something and it's the buzz across, or at least across the circles. And no, it'll be on news outlets. He was invited to legit news outlets to talk about the stuff he's been talking about. So yeah,
it's sad. I was gonna say, it's really sad to me that the news has really shifted from being news to just really being more entertainment.
But why can't news be both, Sharika?
I feel like there is a space for that, but I feel like Like the news should be the news.
But the news ain't interviewing, let's see, Master P and Romeo with the little beef they got going on. You know what I'm saying? Beef? Yeah, girl, you got to be on the Shade Room on Instagram. No, don't be up there. Don't do it. But I be up there. So what I'm saying is the news in some facets is still the news. But because of who Kanye is, they're not just inviting everybody and every beef. They're inviting this billionaire man. And I think it says more so about, like I was saying, the reach of his hand.
I thought Kanye was broke.
It doesn't matter. Kanye is more than his money. Kanye is an influence.
Kanye
agree or disagree with the things he says. Kanye has made an impact across the world. Kanye says something and it ripples across so many facets: business, fashion, entertainment, music. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is somebody who definitely was done with Kanye after he said slavery was a choice. I'm like, nigga, it's my choice to buy your music, and I ain't dying no more. So how about that? And I haven't, but I'm still entertained by it.
Yeah.
You know, so the think pieces on him, and I still haven't watched Jesus on Netflix. I need to get into that. Maybe I will once my family is gone and it's just me living out these last days of vacation. I'll watch that, and I'll watch Harry and Meghan and all that. But yeah, he's an interesting man.
So, what was my next question? What are y'all ready to leave in 2022? Anything you're ready to leave in 2022?
Whatever I'm ready to leave, I'm sure they'll still be here in 2023, whether I'm ready to leave it or not. So, but I will say, if there's something specific, I would say any like negative energy. And I'm not even talking about like when people be on there like, oh, manifest this, manifest that, this, that, and third. I'm on a spiritual high, like not those. I'm just saying like when people, because there's a difference from being negative and realistic. And I know sometimes I get labeled as being negative about certain things, but I just look at a pattern with certain things. And I know I'll probably be the biggest proponent at times of being positive about certain situations or certain things. But it's like, if you naturally have a negative spirit or aura about you or around you, and like there's no glimmer of hope at all, then that's going to make me question, do I want you around me? And it won't be beef. It's just going to be like, I just don't need you anywhere I'm at, because I see the direction or the path or the course or the certain things that I want to either do or accomplish, or I want to be the one who brings light and life to other people around me, because there's enough people, and we see it time and time again. We just saw it with DJ Twitch not too long ago, but there's so many people who have just these shadows of darkness around them, and you never realize it until for some people it's too late. So I don't want to add to the problems or the challenges or the issues or the trials and the tribulations that people are already dealing with. Now, am I saying to not be realistic, to not hold people accountable, to not keep it real? Absolutely not. But I also will be the one to remind people to always read the room. Like if everything that this child or everything that this teenager or everything that your friend is hearing is negative, there's probably a good chance that you don't have to be one that adds to that voice. If they come to you with their challenges or their issues or their family problems or their marriage issues or their parenting issues, stuff that they're dealing with their kids, like you shouldn't be the one to be like, well, you know what? So-and-so is dealing with the same thing. Or I deal with that too. You'll be okay. It's like, that's probably not why they came to you. Now, are there some people you can send them to and say, hey, I can't help you, but I do know if you go talk to so-and-so, they've been dealing with this as well. I don't know how they're coping. You might want to reach out to them. But if they reached out to you, it's probably because they're venting or expressing some form of need or relief in some way, shape, or form. So just don't add the negative energy towards them. So that's something I'm trying to leave in 2022.
For me, it is these fake nails. I have had a time this year. So for my birthday, I went and got my nails done. I got the little fake nails put on, and I thought they were so cute. And I was like, you know what? Let me keep it going. Let me not into 2023, because while they are beautiful, they're cute, One, the people will be messing them up sometimes, and then you be mad because you're like, dang, I don't really like this, or I don't like how they did this. And it's like, it ain't just as easy as like, oh, it just be a lot. So sometimes you gotta suffer with your nails not looking how you want, and the number, two, sometimes doing things, oh my goodness, doing all kinds of things, random things, picking up stuff, trying to open things, trying to just manage life with fake nails is a challenge and very annoying. I can't even I used to always wear a necklace every day. I hardly ever put on a necklace because I can't freaking get the clasp open. And if I do put one on, it literally takes me 10, 15 minutes. I just can't anymore with that. And then the number one reason is that cost. Listen, guys, y'all maybe got it. I just don't. I thought I did, but not when I have to be redoing these nails once, and more likely than not, twice a month. Your girl just can't maintain. So you lovely ladies out there who have the fake nails, and mind you, I don't even get mine that long. And some of y'all have them like really long. I say kudos to you. They do look beautiful, but just for me, I cannot do them any longer. So 2023, the nails will be off and it will be back to the old regular nails because I just can't with the fake nails. That is what I will be leaving in 2022. Sabrina?
I'm gonna leave just being like super lazy with my physical fitness. Working from home, y'all, it is such a vibe. You literally don't ever have to leave your house. And I have leaned into that 100%. So much so, the 2 times I've gone to the mall in 2022, I think I developed some form. I've always had a tiny bit of social anxiety just because I tell people all the time, I'm not that much of a people person. I can put on like that quote unquote mask, or just I can be what I need to be when I need to be it, but I'm a homebody. So because of that, I really haven't been out and about and exercising the way I've done it my whole life. And it's gotten so bad, I can't even do a full Zumba class. It's halfway in and I'm like ready to go. And I'm like, Sabrina, this is not who you are. You've been athletic. You've been a movie your whole life. You got to get back into it. So I'm going to leave like just being the little couch potato in 2022. You had a year off and I get it. I went hard for like, I'd say 30 years, but now I'm going to be back in the game in 2023.
Love it. So, with that being said,
no, y'all are off the hook. I want an update for y'all because we had a whole wellness conversation on the pod, and EB was a part of it, and you were a part of it. So, what's going on, Sharika? What's the update?
The update is that today I had to wear pants to work that were not buttoned. That was the update. Okay, friend. I was mind you, I don't have a lot of pants. I wear a lot of dresses and skirts to work, but it was a little chilly and I was like, I need to put a pair of pants on. And I had these pants that normally fit, but guess what? Today they did not. So I had to wear them. I mean, they were zipped and I had a long shirt on, but yes, they were unbuttoned because that is how it's going. Not good. Pretty terrible. But 2023, this was going to be my next question, but yes, I'm going to be on it next year. So mine is not going good. EB, how about you?
It's been stagnant. I'm still sitting at that 218 mark and I'm trying to get down to 200. So I dropped those 7 or so pounds from 225, but literally, like, I know they tell you like you shouldn't be weighing yourself and all that, but I weigh myself just about every day just to see. And I'm like, okay, so I really can't eat that as often as I would like, because that's what it really helps me with. But I just read, and I'm not going to expound on that because it's not that important to me. But it was interesting to read something that less food and more physical activity does not actually lead to weight loss. And I was just like, so you just keep on eating whatever you want and don't work out. Like,
well, not whatever you want.
I'm just kidding. But I'm just saying that's what some people, I guess you could say, that's what they result to. Because he was like, I can eat less. And it's like, yeah, but what you're eating probably isn't healthy to begin with. And the type of workout that you do matters as well. It's not just,
Yeah.
oh, I was in the gym for an hour. No, like there's certain types of, I guess you could say it's certain types of workouts. So I'm still trying to get down to 18, so I can leave my job and go to the military and be an Air Force reservist chaplain. So I'm just still putting that out there. But whenever it happens, nobody says that they didn't know. And I'm still waiting for some information back from my HR anyways, because I had a whole meeting with them about figuring out my job description, figuring out percentage of what I work on. And I'm just like, this sounds like a right sizing conversation. Like y'all talking about I don't know. I ain't gonna get into all that. But yeah, so great things are on the horizons. Just taking one day at a time.
So what are you guys looking forward to in 2023? Do you have any resolutions? What I know we can't see the future, but what is your plan? What are you planning for 2023? Oh Jesus, what I'm planning for is to get my life together, and that starts with my health, because yeah, I just need to. I just have to, And the other thing I was going to say, what was the other thing I was going to say? I'm looking forward to in 22 for the joy to proceed, right? Proceed is after the morning of 2022 for me. So joy comes after in the morning, and I'm ready to see the new things that God has in store after a hard year. I'm ready to see a lot of wonderful, beautiful things the Lord has in store for me. And I will be starting with my health. So that is my 2022 expectations, plans, preparations, whatever you want to call it, resolution, all the things. That's what I'm looking forward to in 2023.
I'm really looking forward to my new position. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to surprisingly being in Rhode Island next month. I'm looking forward to meeting the CEO and just making the ground shake in a new atmosphere. I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to it as well. I know that has nothing to do with me, but I'm excited to hear the tales of all the things. One of the things I love about Sabrina is I feel like she's a mini reporter. Like, if anything's exciting going on, I don't know how liberal she is with accepting people on her Snapchat. I don't know about that. Maybe you're not invited. I don't know. But whether
They're not.
Okay, you're not invited. But Facebook Live, sometimes she does.
Facebook, I'm all about it. Yeah.
It was she always does a beautiful job of painting scenarios, situations, and it's exciting to be like, it's like watching a little TV show when she gets on live or something and sharing the updates of her life. So I'm excited to see what this new job and these travels hold for you.
I'm pretty convinced that I will make an Instagram for just my new job adventure, since it does involve travel and doing all these events and that sort of thing. I love to share with the people what's going on. So I'm on the fence because I'm not a huge fan of Insta, but I creep on the kickbacks all the time. And I'm like, girl, you need to get your own. So I might get one for that and go live all the time, Sharika. And question, because I have SK Arts, but I was telling my husband I should change my professional Facebook to SK Experiences, because some of the stuff I do is about the arts, but it looks like the Lord is expanding my territory to encompass other things, and I want to go live. So he was like, no, Experiences doesn't sound as fun. I was like, why did I ask you?
I like the Experiences because that it's open and it's not limited. I mean, arts is pretty open, but Experiences encompasses the arts and then some.
Exactly. All right. So I'll probably get the Insta and then the SK Experiences going. But did EB already share?
He has not.
No, not yet.
Yeah, let's let EB share.
I would say for 2023, I don't. I honestly, it's a lot. If I were to be honest, there's a lot of things that I'm looking forward to. Looking forward to Joe Biden figuring out student loans. That would definitely probably be. Oh, that was something that was exciting. That was short lived.
Yeah.
For 2022, really thought we had one there, and then those other people decided otherwise. They're like, we're gonna put a simmer on this one. But definitely Joe Biden and the loans, figure that out. Of course, more travels, more life. I'm big on experiences. I'm big on seeing new places, big on meeting new people. I don't know. Like, if people know me, I try my best to live like literally each day at a time and just let it come as is without stressing it too much and making the best out of that day. If you're ever around me, you'll probably hear me say like just another day in paradise, because I truly feel like that's the way I have to wake up and live. If not, then I'll be, as some would say, a hissy fit trying to figure out life. And you don't want to be that way. So that's just trying to live life one day at a time as best as possible without overthinking it at all.
Well, I hope that you guys are having a wonderful New Year's Eve. I don't know what you guys are doing. I don't know if you made it to New York Times Square and you're out there seeing the ball drop. Would never ever be me. That's just not anything I want to ever be a part of. I don't know if you're at a hotel looking out at the fireworks. Wherever you are, I hope that you are with loved ones, looking forward to the new things that are in store in the new year. If there's things in your life that you want to change, you don't have to wait till the new year, but hey, we're already here, so why not change them? If there's areas you want to grow, let's just do a new thing. And then, hey, if you got a good thing going, stay with the old thing then. There's lots of great
that's right.
If you got an old thing, stay with it if it's good for you. So that's what we have for you guys today. Sabrina, do you have a quote?
Yes. Never underestimate the power you have to take your life in a new direction, because life's not about expecting, hoping, and wishing. It's about doing, being, and becoming. Every moment is a fresh beginning. There you go, guys. Happy New Year. Do what you got to do to live a life that's worth living more abundantly. EB, what are you expounding on today?
So we're going to close out the year actually not really expounding on anything. I was going to expound on that song, but I kind of opened up with that. But just really one of my, I guess you could say, challenges, and I guess might be somewhat of an expound for some people, is to think about your year, similar to what we did a little bit today, and think about, and I'm not the one to say delete people from your life. If that's what you feel like you need to do, handle your business, do what needs to be done for you in your life. But what I will say is to find ways to adequately, as Sabrina said, when she talked about preparations, adequately prepare for your 2023. And for some of you, adequately preparing for your 2023 is getting rid of some of your people. So I challenge you to think about those people that you need to get rid of and just go ahead and find a way for them to be elsewhere and not in your life. Because, it's just not worth it for you to be going into a new year with a whole bunch of negativity and trying to figure stuff out day in and day out. So get rid of the people who not help you reach your goals or your accomplishment. I was told that if you write goals now, that it's more likely that you will set to pursue them or accomplish them. So if you got goals or New Year's resolutions, however you rock, I'm not really a big New Year's resolution guy, and we'll probably get into that on our next episode. But I would just say to do what you feel is best for you, but writing stuff down, that helps the people who you do take into 2023 with you, hold you accountable to make things happen. So that's all I got. What are y'all recommending for the people? Mine's is simple. Whatever your goal is, find an expert in that field. So if you're looking for, hey, I'm trying to save money or I'm trying to knock off debt, we have the perfect person for you by the name of Maggie Charles. If you're out here trying to work out and you're like, I want to make sure I lose weight, I have a trio of people by the name of Tracy Stickney, Jerry Stickney, and Sarah Stickney, who they be locked in on CrossFit. You would think it was, I'm not gonna say it because I was about to say you'll think it's their religion, but I won't play them like that. If you're looking to travel, you can hit me up. If you are looking to do anything like, hey, I'm looking for a new job, or I'm looking to figure out if my resume is on point, you can reach out to Sabrina or Sharika. Sharika's a HR guru. She don't act like she is, but she is. She's been in it for a minute, and she knows enough of the ins and outs, well, at least of one organization really well. But many of those organizations work similarly in some way, shape, or form. And when they don't, that's why you see either crazy turnover rates, or for some that work out great, that's why you see retention rate. So really, whatever you're trying to work on this year of 2023, just find an expert in that field. And if you don't know an expert in that field, trust me, if you hit up any one of us, any of us three, we'll be able to connect you with some of maybe the people that we know. So that's all I got.
Absolutely. And in that same vein, I was going to recommend that you get a mentor. No matter your age or where you are in life, a mentor can be a huge support. They can cheer you on, provide feedback, advice, and help you like really define and reach your goals. And I'm not asking you to get a buddy that's just going to tell you how great you are. Get someone similar to what EB was saying, like you're looking at them, they're being successful in the way you'd like to be successful, and they will give you good quality feedback that will help you grow. And if you're like, I don't know anyone like that, or my company doesn't do anything like that, or Sabrina, I don't even know who I could ask, I'm going to recommend that you go to www.thepolarispractice.com. The Polaris Practice. Dr. Marion Platt, he has mentoring and life coaching services that can help you, and he's amazing. Now that is going to cost you, but most good things in life do. So check out that practice. And if you're like, I don't have the coin right now, then lean in to the people that God has blessed you with in your community and ask someone, hey, in 2023, can you commit to this year? Check in with me once a month or weekly to just help me be accountable. These are the goals. This is something I'm hoping to achieve in 2023, and I need an accountability partner or mentor to help me get there. Sharika, what you got for the people?
Oh, I wanted to add to something you said, Sabrina. So, if you are looking for like life coaching and things like that, a lot of counselors and therapists and things like that also practice and do life coaching, and that can be covered through like the therapy or counseling, whatever can be covered through your insurance sometimes. So that may be also an avenue that you can explore. I am recommending, I wanted to recommend a show, but then I felt like, oh, Sabrina and Evie gave some really great practical things for you to do in 2023. So I was like, oh, I should add something to that too. But I will go with my recommend of watching the live action Beauty and the Beast, not the little movie, but the little live action that they had it's on Disney Plus. They just premiered it a few weeks ago during Christmas time. So that was going to be my recommend. So I am still recommending that. But also recommending that you prioritize your spiritual walk and finding whether it's a small group or Bible study or something that will provide you with accountability in your spiritual walk. Now, we often be like, oh, a lot of people will say, oh, my walk with the Lord is personal, it's private. And part of it is, but also God calls us to be accountable and hold one another accountable. And for us to not use that, keeping it private and personal as I was going to say as a scapegoat, but like as an excuse to not really be open and honest with people, not to be transparent with our struggles and things like that, is a detriment to you and your walk with the Lord. Yes, it is a personal and individual journey, but also the Lord calls us to be in community. And as EB has always told us, we want to be wise with who we choose and who we let into those spaces and places of our lives, but also it is not meant for us to walk alone. So I recommend that if you don't have accountability partners, small group, Bible study, or prayer group, or band group, class meeting, whatever it is, if you don't have people that are checking and holding you accountable in your spiritual walk, I recommend that you get some trustworthy people to do that for you. It will make all the difference in your life.
All right. That's crazy, man. Hope you guys had a great 2022. If you didn't, I hope 2023 is better for you. And if your life is anything like mine's, I'm pretty sure whether it be a distant friend or old classmate or a celebrity, we all may have basically or are about to enter 2023 with people who we came into 2022 and with, but they are not entering this phase with us specifically. So I challenge you as you continue to go through life, as you think about just the blessings that you have, just write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year. That's a quote from Ralph Waldo. And I hope that you are challenged to do basically great things day in and day out. And again, as always, if there's anything that we can do for you, just know that we are willing, we're available. And even if it's just, hey, I got an unspoken prayer request, we'll pray for you. If you're not a believing person, but you want somebody to pray for you, just know that we're here. If you want to, you're like, I don't really have a friend or somebody that can hold me accountable, send us your goals, your New Year's resolutions, whatever it is that you feel like you want to work on. And we'll make sure that, we keep that reminder at maybe at the top of every month. So, for a fact from us, you'll get a monthly check-in. And if you want it to be more consistent, we can work on that as well. I just can't make promise to that because that doesn't always happen the way that we would want things to. But just know that you're not alone in this life nor this journey. Hopefully you have more than us three, but we just want to challenge you to know that you do have us three, and we're willing to find other people for you if that's something that you're, I guess you could say, open for or willing to have. But as always, as you're going through life, if life tries to knock you down, make sure you kick back. See you next year.
See you next year. Thanks for riding with us for 2022.
Happy New Year.